Hello everyone, this is Moni from PTE Magic. Welcome back to my channel. The video today will be my new experiment. So if you remember my old videos where I show you the speaking part where I only completed speaking and got 90.
You can check this video on my channel a couple months ago, and you will see that by doing only speaking you will get 46 in listening and 31 in reading, and it is based on the perfect score 90 out of 90 in speaking.
In this video again I completed the speaking part, but I skipped the retail lecture. So there are 3 retail lectures tasks, but I did not do any of them, and this is my result.
So after only doing read aloud, repeat sentence, describe image, and answer short questions, skipping retail lecture, I still got 89 in speaking, and 35 in listening, and 34 in reading.
Very surprising, yeah. Does it mean that retail lecture is not important in speaking? What do you think? Of course it is important. You should remember that 90 is not the absolute score in speaking in PTE. I'm telling you this based on my different experiments. So you should still focus and try to do your best in retail lecture. But from the report you can see that it affected my listening score. Yeah. So I lost almost like more than 10 points, 12 points from listening just by skipping retail lecture. Before we move forward, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow our social media so that you can get more tips and tricks for PTE.
The main difference on this occasion was that the colonists were not just fighting against a king who was determined to use his own prerogative. They were also fighting against a parliament which believed that it and it alone should raise taxes and control revenues, rights which had been won in the previous century. The main difference on this occasion was that the colonists determined prerogative. The main difference on this occasion was that the colonists were not just fighting against a king who was determined to use his own prerogative. They were also fighting against a parliament which believed that it and it alone should raise taxes and control revenues, rights which had been won in the previous century. A scientist's evidence is thought to be reliable because it will have been tested and verified at every stage. This is not, of course, infallible, as scientists are subject to human error as much as the rest of us. A scientist's evidence is thought to be reliable because it will have been tested and verified at every stage. This is not, of course, infallible, as a scientist's evidence is thought to be reliable because it will have been tested and verified at every stage. This is not, of course, infallible, as scientists are subject to human error as much as the rest of us. The most obvious change is that 46% of the college undergraduates are now women. When I went there, it was only the 3rd year that women had been admitted, and about 70% of students were male. The most obvious change is that 46% of the college undergraduates are now women. The most obvious change is that 46% of the college undergraduate students are now women. When I went there, it was only the 3rd year that women had been admitted, and about 70% of students were male. As we progress into the 21st century, communications are becoming faster and faster. Think of the millions of different media images you are bombarded with every day. It's as important now to be able to read and make sense of those images as it has been to be able to read ordinary text. As we progress into the 21st century, communications are becoming faster and faster. Think of the millions of different media images you are bombarded with every day. As we progress into the 21st century, communications are becoming faster and faster. Think of millions of different media images you are bombarded with every day. It's as important now to be able to read and make sense of those images as it has been to be able to read ordinary text. In the past, wars have led to inflation and higher commodity prices. Fighting disrupts trade and prevents raw materials from being shipped from one country to another. In Second World War Britain, a banana was the height of luxury. In the past, wars have led to inflation and higher commodity prices. Fighting disrupts trade and prevents raw materials from being shipped from one country to another. In Second World War Britain, a banana was the height of luxury. Globalization refers to a set of changes rather than a single change. Many of these changes are social, cultural, and political, rather than purely economic, and one of the main drivers in addition to the global marketplace is the communications revolution. Globalization refers to a set of changes rather than a single change. Many of these changes are social, cultural, and political, rather than Globalization refers to a set of changes rather than a single change. Many of these changes are social, cultural, and political rather than purely economic, and one of the main drivers in addition to the global marketplace is the communications revolution.
An understanding of mathematics is vital for most science subjects.
An understanding of mathematics is vital for most science subjects.
If we work on this together, we'll get through it quickly.
If we work on this together, we will get through it quickly.
The new law professor used to work for the World Bank.
The new law professor used to work for the World Bank.
Many environment experts are very concerned about the future of our planet.
Many environment experts are very concerned about the future of our planet.
The graph shows the percentage of people who smoke according to gender.
The graph shows the percentage of people who smoke according to gender.
The meeting is always on the third Wednesday of the month.
The meeting is always on the third Wednesday of the month.
We can go anywhere, do anything, achieve any height.
We can go anywhere, do anything, achieve any height.
Construction of the Empire State Building in New York was completed in 1931.
Construction of the Empire State Building in New York was completed in 1931.
People under 70 have a higher quality of life than those over 70.
People under 70 have a higher quality of life than those under 70.
The area of Canada is more than 3.8 million square miles.
The area of Canada is more than 3.8 million square miles. The line graph below shows the road traffic in Great Britain from 1952 to 2005. It provides information on two categories of all motor vehicles and cars and taxis. According to the graph, in 1952 it was only 100 billion vehicles kilometers. However, it increased significantly and reached around 500 billion vehicle kilometers by 2005. So in conclusion, this is very interesting and informative graph having great impact on the changes in the road traffic in Great Britain from 1952 to 2005 based on all motor vehicles. The graph below shows the Economic and Social Research Council research about the UK unemployment rate from 1971 to 2006. It provides information on different categories such as the years as well as percentage of unemployment rate. So it started at only 4% in 1971 and fluctuated until 1981 and reached the peak of 12% in 1985 before dropping again and fluctuated, reaching the final point of 6% in 2005. So in conclusion, this is very interesting and informative graph having great impact on different years of unemployment rate in the United Kingdom. The bar chart below shows the sales by quarter based on three different products, which are product Z, product Y, and product X. According to the graph, in year 2004, the product that generated the highest sales was product Z, which can be seen at around $12,000. On the other hand, the product that generated the lowest sale was product Y, which can only be seen at $2,000 in 2004. So after analyzing this image, it can be seen that it is very informative and interesting, having great impact on the sales by quarter based on different products ranging from 2,000 to 12,000. The line graph below shows the life expectancy at birth in Australia for both males and females from 1995 until 2005. As can be seen from the picture, in 1995 there was only the age of males was only under 85. On the other hand, for female it was 75. However, this number increased gradually, and in 2005 it was almost 85 years old for males and below 80 years old for females. So in conclusion, after viewing this image, it can be seen that the graph is showing crucial information having impact on different years from 1995 to 2005 for life expectancy. The bar chart below shows the adult literacy by region from 2000 to 2004 and based on gender, so by sex, as can be seen from the graph. So in Latin America and the Caribbean, there was a highest percentage of literacy rate, which is 91% for male and 89% for female. On the other hand, the lowest literacy rate was in Sub-Saharan Africa, which is only 53% for female and 70% for male. There's also another low number, which is which can be seen in Arab states, with only 55% in female. So in conclusion, it is very interesting graph showing crucial information about literacy rates by sex. The graph below shows the economic conditions of the Philippines from 2000 to 2004. It provides information on two main categories of consumer price index as well as GDP. From consumer price index, the number was only 100 in 2000 and then increased to up to 120 by 2004. On the other hand, for GDP, the highest GDP rate was in 2004 with 140 points. On the other hand, the lowest GDP was in 2000 with only 100 in GDP. So in conclusion, the graph shows the economic conditions.
Take the coffee industry. The figures are roughly...
You can see that in our survey, over 100...
Which country has the third largest population in the UK?
Wales. Wales.
Camels are most likely to be found in what habitat?
Desert.
On a compass, which direction is the direct opposite of southwest?
Northeast.
What do most successful businesses aim to do? Make a profit, declare bankruptcy, or comply with audits?
Make a profit.
What is it called when the price of goods and services steadily increases over a period of time?
Inflation.
What mistake has the student made when trying to access the site?
Invalid password.
Algebra, calculus, and trigonometry are divisions of which academic field?
Mathematics.
What campus building would you go to if you wanted to borrow a book or a magazine?
Library.
Is a profit a loss in funds or a gain in funds?
Gain in fund.
What energy source does this light bulb need in order to function?
Electricity.
So that was the speaking mock test, and I hope that it was helpful for you to identify your weaknesses. And I just wanted to let you know that we do run online classes from PTE Magic, and we also have offline classes in Sydney as well as in Hobart, Tasmania. Please go to our Facebook page and contact us for more information. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you pass the test soon. Bye bye.